Hello friends, it's been a minute since we last chatted. I have been very busy. I went to a 10-day silent retreat. Don't know if y'all saw that. Check out that video here if you're interested in something like that, to help me learn Vipassana meditation. And so I've been spending a lot of time just kind of grounding myself. I've been doing a lot of volunteer work, a lot of trying to teach other people meditation. The last volunteer session I did was teaching children a portion of Vipassana meditation, children and teens. So that was really fun. Just trying to do my best to balance the chaos, you know? There's a lot of chaos in the world. And if you're not very intentional with seeking out joy, it can override you. And I found one of the best places to seek out joy is by immersing yourself in the community and volunteering and all that fun stuff. So that is what I've been doing. On top of that, I re-enrolled in school. So your girl's been very busy. Between school, volunteer work, I've been very, very busy. And just trying to make sure I stay kind of grounded in the chaos, finding all the joy in all the places that I can. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Deja, and we're just gonna jump right into it. I took all of the comments from all of my roller skating videos and identified what the most frequently asked questions were, and we're gonna run through some of those today. We're just gonna knock them out so that you can have a one-stop shop. If you're new here, there's probably a video that's going to answer your question. So if it's a quick question, I'll answer it. If not, I'm going to direct you to the video that's going to give you a much more in-depth answer that'll probably satisfy you than like a quick answer will. Okay, so we're just gonna, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. We're going to start from the beginning. Skate recommendations and purchasing. What are the best roller skates for beginners? What skates do you recommend? What skates do you have? All right, so quick answer. The skate that I recommend is the one that feels the best to you. That's what I recommend. It's going to be 100% my recommendation. I have a video that's going to list out the best beginner budget-friendly skates that I was able to find under $100. So I know that if you're just starting roller skating, it's a new hobby and it can be very intimidating. Not only can it be very intimidating, but it can be very expensive. Roller skates are expensive. And I know that a lot of times people think they want to start roller skating and then they get sticker shock because they're like, what do you mean these skates are $150, you know? So check out the video that's best beginner skates on a budget under $100 if you're looking for specifics. But the one skate that I'm going to recommend is the one that feels the absolute best to you. Nothing else matters outside of that. What skates do you have? Right now, I'm wearing Moonlight rollers. These are what you're going to see me in most of the time. I like them because they have a nice wide toe box. However, that company went out of business. And if you can find them, snatch them. But if you can't find them, my second runner-up is going to be like Moxie Lollies. I'm going to start experimenting, I think, later on next year with like different brands of skates because I've been rocking with my Moonlights and my Moxies since I first started skating in 2021. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I think for people who don't want to go that route, I'd like to be able to provide them some more options. So if you're a roller skating brand, send them my way. You know, I'll put the girlies on. But right now I'm wearing Moonlight rollers. That's mainly what you're going to see me in. And if I'm not in those, I'm in Moxie Lollies. And then if I'm not in those, I'm in my Slades, which are kind of like a different subset of skates. They're like those skate shoes. I have a video coming out on Slades specifically, so keep a lookout for that if that's something that you're interested in. How do you buy them in size, and is it the same as shoe size? So my number one recommendation is going to be for you to go to a physical location. One, it's cool to build a relationship with the local stores in your area, but if you can go to a physical location, you're going to be able to try on shoes that feel the best to you. So if there is a local skate shop, just Google local skate shop, and you have the ability to try some skates on, I'm going to 100% recommend that. It's not going to match your skate size unless you're a man. So most of the roller skate sizes are in men's sizes. So I wear 7.5. That means that this is a size 6. So just keep that in mind, that that's what you're going to run into most of the time. It's not a hard and fast rule, but what I have found so far is that most of them are in men's sizes. If you can go local, 100% go local. Fittings and gear. What protective gear should I wear while roller skating? Again, I'm a hypocrite, but safety sexy. So helmet, knee pads, wrist pads, butt pads, hip pads, anything that's going to help you feel comfortable and protect your noggin is going to be 100% recommended. And again, going to a local skate shop, that's what's going to be absolute money for give you more bang for your buck. How do I properly fit and lace up my roller skates? I copped this really cute book from Moxie Roller Skates, and it actually has different types of lacing patterns based upon how your foot structure is. I highly recommend playing around with different lacing patterns based upon the needs of your foot and then making sure it feels good to you. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress enough why it's so important for your skate to feel good, because if it doesn't, you're going to stop skating. So you're going to lace it up according to what feels best to you. And a solid rule of thumb is to just always make sure that you're tightening it from the bottom up. So you don't want to have it too tight at the top, and then in the middle it's too loose, or in the bottom it's too loose, or vice versa. So make sure that you're lacing evenly so that you're not in pain. If at any point in time you feel pain, something is wrong. Unlace your skates and start over. Please do not rock with skates that are giving you any type of pain. That's the most important thing. No pain, okay? I know that especially in America, we like to push this narrative like no pain, no gain. And it's like, you'll gain nothing if you're in pain in your roller skates, okay? You'll gain nothing, so don't do that. How do I find good skate locations? All right, this might be the number one question that I get. I have skated in many, many places, and the thing that I attribute to the success is keep my skates on me, so that if I come across a beautiful spot that I'm probably not going to encounter again, I have skates on me. Chances are like 95% of the time. So I'm able to skate there. I've skated in gorgeous places. If you keep your skates on you, you'll be able to snap some really cool places, some really cool spots. I have a full video on how to find good skate locations if you want some more in-depth things, but you can always just Google skate locations. If you're on Instagram, you can look up your area plus skate, and chances are if somebody's already roller skating there, they are tagging specific areas, basketball courts, tennis courts, anything that's just flat. I've had a lot of success with like community centers. I've had a lot of success with parking garages. So there's many, many places that you can skate. Sometimes you just have to think outside of the box. If you want something a little more private, you can always go to the rink, of course. But if you want something a little bit more private, you're gonna have to look for it. Google pavilions in your area. You'd be surprised at what you find. How do I maintain and care for my roller skates? Okay. In terms of maintenance, you're going to be able to do basic maintenance yourself, like changing out your wheels, changing out your bearings. I have a video on how to do exactly that you can definitely check out, and it's much easier than you think. It also goes into like how you lube your bearings, all that fun stuff. Once it gets a little bit more complicated, I would highly, highly recommend making friends with your local skate shop. If you have a roller skate shop in your area, make friends with them so that you can get your skates maintained regularly. I'd probably change my bearings every like 3 to 6 months. It's not like a great or like strict schedule, but once I feel my wheels start to kind of feel grindy, or you can just visibly see that they're filthy, I'll swap them out. And then cleaning, in that same video, I also go into how to keep your skates clean. So check that out. I mean, a little bit of soap and water goes a really, really long way. Skills and techniques. How do I improve my balance and stability on skates? I have 2 videos that I think would really, really help you out. That's going to be balance drills, so check this one out, and then edge drills. These 2 things combined are going to make it so that you really lock in on building a relationship with your body and your mind, which is what's going to help improve your stability. A lot of times I see people say, you know, is this talent or is this just practice? And I promise, like, I'm so awkward on two legs. I'm way more graceful on skates, and it's just coming from actually thinking about what I'm doing. I know a lot of people will go, just go into it, just throw yourself into it. And it's like, yeah, you can get far just throwing yourself into stuff. But when you take the time to pause and say, okay, my weight is shifting this way, what's happening? Okay, I'm shifting this way, what happens? Ooh, what happens when I lean back this way? And every time you do that, you're kind of like slowly building that relationship with yourself and your body. So practice off skates as well. I know that there are tools that you can use that you can step on with, or you can use your socks. I have sock drills as well to just get the feeling of your body shifting. versus trying to do it while on skates. So that's how I would recommend doing it. Doing drills, building the relationship with your body, and practicing off of your skates. What are common mistakes beginners make and how can I avoid them? So I have a very in-depth video on common beginner skates called Why You Still Can't Skate. Wow, I've been skating for a while and I'm still struggling. Definitely check out this video. The number one recommendation that I'm going to provide here is your posture. When you're standing on skates, you are not standing straight up and down. Your knees are very bent. And that's the number one thing that I see people mess up on, is they're not making sure that their knees are as bent as possible. And then keeping your head up, because where your head goes, your shoulders go, your body follows. So if you're looking down, you're going down. Number one reason why you still can't skate is your posture, not standing straight up, and you're trying to walk instead of shifting your weight from side to side. So if you focus on your stance and focus on shifting your weight from side to side, you will be good. If you're like, I'm doing those things, Deja, I'm still struggling, check out this video. Oh, actually, side note, one more thing to add to that, you're leaning on stuff. This is kind of my pet peeve as someone who has taught a lot of people how to roller skate. So I kind of feel like, I know what I'm talking about. Leaning on stuff. Like, this is my number one pet peeve. I know that, like, as a beginner, we want to lean on stuff. Like, we want to use a chair. We want to use that little walker thing. The problem that I have, and I'm not talking about how other teachers teach, or I'm not saying that other teachers are teaching you wrong or anything like that. But if you come to my class, just know that you will not be leaning on anything. And I feel pretty confident when I say this, because I taught an in-person class maybe a couple of months ago, and a couple people had never been on skates, okay? And by the end of this session, not only were they on skates, but they were like transitioning. And this was like an hour-and-a-half session. So I was able to get people who had never stood on skates before, never stood up, skating and transitioning in an hour and a half, okay? I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like toot, okay? So leaning on stuff. If you're leaning, your body's out of alignment and you're not really learning, okay, what does it feel to have my core tight? What does it feel to have my chest up? Like, you're relying on this. Same thing when people start skating and they're holding on to other people. Your body is not in alignment. You're like this, which is making it very, very difficult. So those are the three things that I would say. Standing with your knees very, very bent, making sure you're not looking down, and stop leaning on stuff because it's holding you back, baby. Leaning on stuff is holding you back. How do I transition from indoor skating to outdoor skating? This is going to be a huge jump if you have not mastered the part of bending your knees. So many things that you're going to go over outside require you to turn your knees into shock absorbers. And if they're not shock absorbers, then they're what's going to be making you fall. So the best way to transition is make sure that you feel good in having your knees bent. And then to check out the two videos I have, one on how to skate in outdoor terrain, which goes over those little yellow bumps in the road. It goes over how do I get over gravel. All of that fun stuff is in that video. And then I have another video that's going to help you how to master how to skate downhill, how to go upstairs, how to use your toe stops to your advantage. So if you're ever in a situation where you're like, I have jam plugs in, when should I use my toe stops? Or like, at least for me, I use my toe stops when I am skating, like trail skating, when I know that I'm going to be going over obstacles. I might run into stairs. I might run into something like a patch of gravel that I don't have the ability to skate over. I'll use my toe stops as like steps to step over stuff. Any other time, if I'm just jamming and skating, I'm in my jam plugs. So check out that video. Check out those two videos. Boop, boop. To get some extra insight, some more in-depth into how to master or transition from skating indoors to skating outdoors. And an additional tip for that is making sure that you have outdoor wheels. So indoor wheels are going to be smooth and round. Even though we're outside right now, we're on such a smooth concrete. These are actually hybrid wheels. They can be used indoor and outdoors if the outdoor area is concrete. Like if you're at a skate park or something, you can rock with these. These are Moxie Fun Days. The hardness is 92A. I have a video that goes over how to choose the right type of wheel, and it explains durometer number. It explains hardness and softness of wheels. The softer wheel you're going to want to use for outside so it can grip onto gravel, hold onto the ground. Harder wheels you're going to want to use inside because you don't need to grip on the ground, but you are going to want to be able to have the ability to curve and kind of glide over smoother ground. So hard to hard makes it so that you can go smoothly. If you have soft wheels on hard ground, it'll be very slippery. So that might be the next important thing when it comes to transitioning from indoors to outdoors, is making sure that your wheels are the proper wheels for outdoor skating. Outdoors, I normally use Luminous. I think they're 85A, but that's still technically a hybrid. You can use it indoor and outdoor. All my wheels are hybrid wheels, but I have hybrid wheels that I use almost exclusively indoors, like these. If the ground is smooth or polished concrete or very smooth concrete, I'm using these. But if I'm outside, then I'm using the Luminous wheels. Those would be my tips for skating indoor, outdoor. And then finally, can I learn to roller skate on my own or should I take lessons? So shameless plug, your girl has a roller skating course, which is filled with bite-sized lessons, and it's in chronological order, or at least order of skill progression, that I have made specifically for the brand new adult skater. And it's very much incorporates mindfulness and building that relationship with your body. I did that just because I know that I'm the type of person who learns best if I can progress down a skill tree and unlock things, because I am the type of person to research, and then get analysis paralysis, or I'm researching so many things that I become overwhelmed and I don't do anything. This is for the girlies who like to move down a straight line, who need like bite-sized bits of information, who don't want to spend hours searching for different types of videos on the internet, because there are tons of resources on the internet. You can just scroll. Everything, I would say almost everything that is in my course, I have shared on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok in some way, shape, or form. The course specifically is for people who I don't want to search. I want it clear. I want it cut. I want a community that I can pop into and ask questions, all that fun stuff. That's who the course is for. I'm in no way saying that like, oh, I'm gatekeeping information. I'm so open with, not gatekeeping information that's ultimately going to make your life better. And I firmly feel like roller skating made my life better. So please know that if you want the course, it's specifically for people who are like, let's just go through this. I want to go through this in a linear progression. I want to be able to roller skate in 30 days without like wasting time. That's courses for you. But if that's not your jam and you're like, I don't care about spending hours researching, there's tons and tons of resources on YouTube. I learned how to skate myself, sheer determination, wanting to be fire by the summertime. I started in January of 2021 and was like, by summer, I want to be icy. I want to be good enough to where people were like, how long have you been skating? Like that. And that's what I did. So it was like sheer determination and like ADHD hyperfixation. So you can get there. But if you're someone who learns better with instruction, I think the most important thing is just knowing what is your learning style and not trying to force it. If you know that you're somebody who works better with person-to-person lessons, take person-to-person lessons. You know you're somebody who's like, I need to be able to pause, rewind, add subtitles. I'm a type of person where I struggle with in-person lessons because once we get like technology where people have like captions under their face, I'll be good. But until then, it's a struggle for me. But just know yourself, know thyself, know how you learn best, and then you're going to be 100% fine. So those are my frequently asked questions. If I missed any or you have any more, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to drop all the videos that I mentioned in the description box so that you can just quickly access them, put them in your watch later, so that you get a little bit of a deeper answer. I know that it was just very surface level here, but honestly, probably look at maybe this video like the table of contents of a lot of the content that's already on my page. And I'm so grateful that y'all are here. Thank you so much. Oh, someone asked about skate tools. Boom. There you go. Skate tool. Put that link in the description. It has 3 different sizes so you can adjust not only your wheels, but your trucks. So I'm gonna put this in the description box too. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. And this channel is kind of all over the place at the moment. I told you guys that I was going through some major life changes. So just let me know what you want to see and I'll go ahead and I'll make it happen. And I will see you in the next one.